Welcome back to the RADIX intro series. 5 videos in, let's take stock of where we are. In videos 1 through 3, we built out the timing system with the transits compared to the timing techniques and how it's vital to understand the difference as well as how they fit together. We covered annual Profections and the theme of the year. Then we covered Firdaria, what it is and how to understand it in your life. In video 4, we added the evaluative framework, planetary dignity and condition, the tool that tells you whether your timing lord can actually deliver. That's a sophisticated system already, more than most astrology apps offer. But there's still a layer we haven't touched. And it's not about timing at all. It's about the natal chart itself, a hidden layer that most modern astrology has completely forgotten about. Video 5 is about that layer. It's called the Hermetic Lots. And when I first encountered these and really understood what they were calculating, it was one of those moments where you go, wow, there's so much more to this than I thought. Video 5, the Hermetic Lots. And I want to start with a statement that frames everything else in this video. Your natal chart contains more than you can see. The planets, the houses, the aspects. Now that's the layer most people learn first. 7 classical planets placed in 12 houses, forming geometric relationships to each other. That's the visible architecture of your natal chart, but beneath that visible layer is another set of points that traditional astrologers considered equally essential. Points that don't correspond to any physical body in the sky. Points that are mathematically derived from the relationships between the planets and your ascendant, and that indicate areas of your life with particular potency, vulnerability, or focus. These are the Hermetic Lots, also known as the Hermetic Lots, or the Arabic parts. Most modern astrology apps don't calculate them. Most astrologers trained in contemporary technique have never worked with them in any serious depth, and yet they appear in charts going back to Hellenistic antiquity, over 2,000 years ago, were central to medieval Arabic astrology and were considered by Guido Bonatti to be indispensable for accurate prediction. RADIX calculates all 14 of them. No other consumer astrology app does this. So, what exactly is an Hermetic Lot? An Hermetic Lot is a mathematical point in your chart derived by taking the arc between 2 planets or between a planet and the ascendant and projecting it from a third point. The result is a specific zodiacal degree. Sensitive point in your chart that activates a specific domain of life. It's not a planet. It's not a fixed star. It's a calculated point derived from the unique geometry of your specific birth chart. Change the birth time, and the lots shift. Change the location, and they shift. They're as individual as the planets themselves. The most well-known is the Lot of Fortune, calculated from the positions of your ascendant, sun, and moon. You may have heard it called pars fortuna, or the part of fortune. This is the one that occasionally shows up in modern astrology, but even then, most modern calculations use only the day formula and ignoring the sect inversion. That's fundamental to how it actually works. We talked about sect in video 3, the distinction between day charts and night charts. For Firdaria, sect determines your entire planetary sequence. For the Hermetic Lots, sect determines the actual mathematical formula used to calculate them. For the 7 Hermetic Lots, the core set, the day and night formulas are mirror inverses of each other. Using the wrong formula for your sect doesn't give you a slightly off result. It shifts your lot by the entire arc between the sun and moon, which in most charts is an enormous difference. We're talking about a point that could end up in a completely different sign and house. This is why most free calculators that attempt the lots often feel wrong. They're either skipping the sect distinction entirely or applying it inconsistently. RADIX automatically detects your sect from your birth time and location and applies the correct formula for every single lot, all 14. And critically, the oracle doesn't try to recalculate the lots on the fly. They're pre-calculated and locked into your chart. That eliminates the calculation errors you get when other tools let AI do astrology math in real time. RADIX calculates 14 Hermetic Lots in total. They fall into 2 groups. The 7 Hermetic Lots come from the Paulus and Bonatti tradition, These map the broad psychological and material forces of a life fortune, purpose, desire, necessity, courage, success, and reckoning. The 7 thematic lots zoom in on specific life domains and relationships: marriage, children, faith, the father, the mother, illness, and profession. Together, these 14 points give a level of detail about your natal chart that the 7 planets alone simply can't provide. Let me walk through each one. The lot of fortune, ruled by the moon. Fortune governs material circumstances, the body, wealth, physical well-being, what the world delivers to you without deliberate effort. This is the domain of fate and circumstance, the areas of life where things happen to you rather than things you make happen. Where fortune falls in your chart shows where material resources and physical well-being are most concentrated. The planet ruling fortunes describes your overall relationship to material resources throughout your life. A well-dignified Lord of Fortune is one of the clearest indicators of material ease in the tradition. Fortune is also the starting point for one of the most important observations in traditional prediction. When planets transit or direct to the degree of fortune, material circumstances shift. A Jupiter transit to your lot of fortune is a genuinely significant event. The lot of spirit, ruled by the sun. Where fortune shows what the world delivers to you, spirit shows what you deliver to the world. Sole purpose, willpower, intention, deliberate action, vocation, this is the domain of what you consciously choose and pursue. The interplay between fortune and spirit in a chart is one of the most revealing things in traditional astrology. They show the balance between fate and will in a person's life. A strong spirit with a challenged fortune suggests someone whose deliberate effort consistently outpaces what circumstance hands them. So a strong fortune with a challenged spirit suggests someone who benefits from fortunate circumstances but may struggle to exercise directed will. Together, fortune and spirit are the 2 most fundamental lots in the entire system. A lot of Eros, ruled by Venus. Desire, passion, attraction, longing, the animating force of wanting. And this is broader than romantic love, though it includes that. The lot of Eros shows the objects of deep longing, creative passion, the pull toward certain people, the things that make you feel most alive and most motivated. Where Eros falls shows where that animating desire is most active in your life. It's one of the more personal and revealing lots. It shows not just what you want, but what genuinely moves you at a fundamental level. The lot of necessity, ruled by Mercury. Constraint, obligation, inescapable conditions, compulsion, fated circumstance. Where necessity falls shows areas of life where choice feels limited, where circumstances compel rather than invite. This is one of the more sobering lots, but it's genuinely useful. Understanding where necessity operates in your chart is understanding where you're going to encounter the non-negotiable conditions of your life. Fighting against necessity tends to be exhausting and unproductive. Working skillfully within it is a different matter. The lot of courage, ruled by Mars. Boldness, vitality, contest, what the native will fight for. The capacity to endure adversity. Where courage falls shows where assertive force is most naturally expressed and where the willingness to act under pressure is most tested. This lot shows up clearly in the charts of people in demanding professions: military, emergency medicine, competitive athletics, entrepreneurship. It indicates not just the capacity for courage, but where that capacity is most actively called upon. The lot of victory, ruled by Jupiter. Success, honor, achievement, where effort produces lasting recognition. A well-placed lot of victory indicates areas of life where persistence pays off and where the native tends toward favorable outcomes over time. This is one of the most practically useful lots for career and vocation questions, where victory falls and the condition of its ruling planet gives a strong indication of where a person's sustained effort is most likely to be recognized and rewarded. The lot of Nemesis, ruled by Saturn. Hardship, reckoning, loss, hidden enemies, what humbles or tests the native, where Nemesis falls, shows where careful preparation and honest self-assessment are most essential, and where carelessness or arrogance tends to produce the most significant consequences. The tradition doesn't treat Nemesis as purely unfortunate. It's a place of genuine testing, and the people who understand where their Nemesis falls and work with it honestly often develop the most substantial character through it. But it does show where the reckoning comes from if you ignore it. The 7 thematic lots go even further into the specific texture of a life, where the Hermetic Lots map broad psychological and material forces. These 7 zoom in on the concrete relationships and life domains that matter most: family, work, partnership, health, belief. The lot of marriage shows where the energy of committed bonding specifically concentrates, and the condition of its ruling planet colors whether those bonds tend toward ease or challenge. The 7th house shows the domain of partnership in general. The lot of marriage shows where it specifically lands, with the most potency in your chart. The lot of profession alongside the lot of victory gives a remarkably precise picture of vocation, not just what someone might do for work, but where their skilled effort is most likely to be recognized and where it tends to generate lasting achievement. The lot of illness placed in the 6th house with a debilitated Saturn, as its ruler is a very different health picture than the same lot in the 1st house ruled by a dignified Jupiter. The traditional astrologer reads these distinctions carefully when advising on constitutional health. All 7, lots of marriage, children, faith, father, mother, illness, and profession, calculated correctly with proper sect inversion, are in RADIX's Lots tab from the moment you enter your birth data. So how do you actually read a lot in your chart? There are 4 specific things to look at. Step 1, find the sign and house where the lot falls. The sign colors the lot's expression, how it operates, what quality it brings to its domain. The house shows where in your life it operates. Fortune in the 10th house brings its material themes into career and public life. Fortune in the 4th house brings them into home and private matters. Same lot, completely different arena. Step 2, find the ruling planet of the sign that contains the lot. This planet acts as the lot's lord, and its natal condition shapes how the lot manifests throughout your life. A lot of fortune in Sagittarius, with Jupiter strongly placed in your chart, dignified, well-expected, suggests material circumstances that tend toward abundance and expansion. The same lot with Jupiter debilitated or heavily afflicted suggests material circumstances that require more effort, bring more instability, or arrive through excess and overreach. The lord of the lot isn't a minor detail. It's often the most important planet to examine when reading that lot's domain. Step 3, check for planets conjunct the lot within a few degrees. Planets in close conjunction to a lot intensify its themes dramatically. A benefic planet, Jupiter or Venus conjunct the lot of fortune, is traditionally one of the most fortunate placements possible in a natal chart. It suggests material circumstances that are consistently supported, that tend toward sufficiency and ease. A malefic planet Saturn or Mars conjunct the lot of fortune doesn't make someone unfortunate by definition, but it does suggest material circumstances that arrive through harder work, more friction, more testing. Step 4, and this is where the lots become most powerful. Watch timing techniques pointing at them. When a Firdaria lord or annual perfection lord activates the degree of a lot, that lot's themes come into sharp focus. This is when the lot stops being background information and becomes the year's active story. A Firdaria lord transiting your lot of fortune is a material circumstance event. A perfection year that activates your lot of marriage degree, where the lord of the year is also the ruler of that lot, brings partnership themes forward with the full weight of both timing layers combined. The lots are most powerful precisely when a timing technique is pointing at them alone. They describe the natal potential activated by timing. They describe what's actually happening now. This is how everything in this series connects. Firdaria, annual Profections, dignity, transits, the lots, each layer informing the others. Let me be direct about why this matters, because it's worth understanding. Most astrology apps, even well-funded, popular ones like calculate 7 planets and 12 houses. Some add the modern outer planets. If you attempt the lot of fortune, almost none calculate the full set of 14 lots with correct sect inversion. RADIX does all 14 correctly. With the Swiss Ephemeris, with automatic sect detection, pre-calculated at the chart level, so the oracle is working from accurate values rather than attempting to recompute on the fly. This isn't a minor feature distinction. This is a fundamentally different chart. 14 additional sensitive points that the tradition considered indispensable, now visible and interpretable in your chart for the first time if you've only ever used modern apps. In RADIX, all 14 Arabic lots are in the Lots tab, pre-computed from your birth data the moment you enter it. Each lot shows its sign, its house position, and its ruling planet. And once you've generated your deep natal report, the oracle has full knowledge of your lots, not just the raw positions, but their meaning in your specific chart. You can ask the oracle about your lot of fortune, where it falls, what its ruling planet's condition means, and whether any planets are closely conjuncted. You can ask about your lot of profession alongside your lot of victory for a complete vocational picture. You can ask about your lot of marriage if relationship timing is what you're trying to understand. The oracle treats your lots the same way it treats your planets, as genuine, meaningful factors in your chart analysis, because in this tradition, that's exactly what they are. That's video 5. The Arabic lots, what they are, how they're calculated, all 14 that RADIX computes, and how to read them in your chart. Video 6 is the final video in the series, and it brings everything together. We'll go through the complete layered system in one integrated picture, get into how this tradition handles the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, and cover why the house system RADIX uses matters more than most people realize. It's the complete picture. Sign up is free, no credit card. The hidden layer of your natal chart is already there, waiting. Link is in the description. See you in video 6.